Well, great to be back on pitchside and plenty to look forward to today. Day 3 it is, and England, of course, will be looking to get close to that Pakistan total, whereas Pakistan will be looking to wrap up quickly and then build on a lead. Interesting day's play awaits us. I've been joined by Nasser Hussain and Ramiz Raja. Nas, great day for Pakistan. In the end, that last 1 hour was pretty defining for them. Sajid Khan taking wickets, and then, you saw the spinners finally come into the mix of things. We've spoken a lot about that. So overall, in the end, it ended up well for Pakistan.
It did. It's been a very enjoyable 2 days of cricket. I think the pitch has something to do with that. Obviously, there's now some spin, there's been some reverse swing, a little bit of low bounce. And England were bossing the game again for long periods until that last hour. And that's the fascinating and great thing about Test match cricket. You can play a lot of good cricket but have a bad hour, and when you're batting last, which England could well be doing on this surface, then you're up against it. I thought Sajid in particular was outstanding in that hour. He has that real passion and fight. He wears his heart on his sleeve, his eyes when he gets a wicket or he goes past the outside edge. And Noman Ali was a little bit more consistent, so it's a good combination. Calm consistency and a bit of fire in your belly from Sajid. They bowl beautifully.
Yeah, there was a lot of fire in his belly yesterday, Ramiz, Sajid Khan. Just his expressions, his body language, you could tell what it means to him. But that line outside off stump, he spoke about it yesterday in our show as well. It was giving him a lot of rewards.
Yes, he got the ball to spin sharply from that angle, and a couple of deliveries were outstanding. One to Brook, the other, who was the
Ollie
other? Pope, yes, it was a Yorker ball that spun sharply and castled him. So, I mean, you need such energy out there, especially after you've been beaten badly in the first Test match. He's got almost the temperament of a fast bowler, Sajid. And as Nas just pointed out, I think there was calmness from Noman Ali. This was not read by keeper, by the way, and so very good DRS by Pakistan in the end. But overall, I think it was the last session where pitch seemed to do something extraordinary. So we had a couple of calm, quiet sessions, the first and the second ones, but the last session, 150 plus runs, 5 or 6 wickets down, is pure magic from Pakistani spinners. In the end, probably justifying the selection of playing so many spinners. I think they've read this pitch perfectly.
Well, England lost 4 wickets for just 14 runs. I mean, was it really a case of attributing this to Pakistan bowling, the way they bowl, or was it a case of England getting perhaps a bit complacent?
No, I don't think they got complacent. I just think the pitch suddenly started to do something, suddenly started to turn. And then it was that perfect time as well of day where, with half an hour to go to the close of play, England didn't know whether to stick or twist, and they were trying to survive to the end of play. And in fact, on a pitch like this now, as Ben Duckett showed, playing your shots is the way to go. It puts the pressure back on the bowlers, on the captain. You look at the way Duckett batted compared to the rest, because of the situation and the timing, I don't think England will play like that this morning. I think Jamie Smith, who bats with the lower order and tail very well, he will be very attacking, so Pakistan will have to be good again.
Let's not forget Noman Ali, because he was the guy from the other end bowling consistent lines, and he had to sort of wait long and hard to get his rewards and get those wickets. But in the end, all his first-class experience coming through in these conditions. And I mean, that's why he was actually included in this lineup.
Yes, that's right. I mean, he was consistent. And there's, as I said, there's a lot of discipline, and Pakistan needed that discipline from his end. And he bowled long spells also. Not easy when you're making a comeback after a year's absence to bowl so well. And so there's good body language, good vibes. Overall, the fielding was very, very good as well. And they were all in. It was as if they were honing in on England suddenly. From nowhere, Sajid provided them with magic, and Noman Ali, with his consistency, used the pressure, used the tactics perfectly.
Well, Jamie Smith and Bryden Carr are out there for England. Jamie Smith, of course, we've seen glimpses of him within the store, how he's an attacking batsman and likes to take the bowlers on. Is that going to be, do you think that's going to be his style of play regardless of the conditions, or perhaps we might see a bit of caution from him?
No, I think he'll be attacking. This time last year, England were in India and Ben Foakes was batting with the tail. Ben Foakes is a superb keeper and a good batter, but he's an old-fashioned batter that tries to grind out a score. And England with the tail were going nowhere, and Ravi Ashwin and the rest bowled them out. What they wanted was someone, a keeper batter, who goes with the tail and plays attacking and puts the pressure back on the bowlers, and that's what Jamie Smith does. He is a proper batter. He picks up length like Harry Brooks, so those back-of-the-length balls he tries to pull, and if you bowl full, he will hit you over the top. So he's a very dynamic attacking batter, and his role is to not only get runs, but to get runs with the lower order and the tail.
Yeah, that first hour is going to be extremely crucial for Pakistan, and the pitch is also going to be extremely crucial. We saw a lot of things happening in that last 1 hour. Has it changed dramatically? Has it changed at all? We'll find out after this break with the pitch report. Back on pitch side now. We saw yesterday Sajid Khan getting rewards, bowling that off-stump line. How is the pitch going to be faring today? Is it going to be any different? Let's find out from Sajid Khan, who's out there.
It was late yesterday that things really started to happen on this surface, technically the 7th day. But I'll tell you what, it did happen. It started to turn. Now, look at a couple of wickets here. Firstly, Duckett, left-hander, outside off-stump and gets nicked off. And then we go to Harry Brook. Again, the ball outside off stump, and that spins back in, hit the stumps. Now, the development, the traffic is always going to be outside the tram lines, outside the main surface. It's outside off stump right here. You see a lot of development. A lot of bowlers have run through here. There's not been traffic here. So the bowlers will try and pitch there to get more off the surface. And then outside leg stump. So again, traffic here with the bowlers running through. Overall, if you look at the surface right in the center, there's not much to work with. It's actually outside both off stump and leg stump. Now, what the batters can do is maybe stand on middle and off, or maybe off stump to cover that, because the real turn or the sharp turn is from quite a full length, but outside both your off stump and leg stump. Nothing really in terms of straight down the middle. So it'll be interesting how the batters approach that. Maybe a change in your stance. But I still think if you can get through that initial period, you can bat long, provided you don't get sucked into playing through the offside to very full deliveries, the ball turning back in, and also have a plan on how to tackle deliveries that are pitched outside leg stump and turning towards you. So that'll be the challenge. But I still think that if you can get through the initial 30 minutes or so, you can bat on this surface.
Yeah, Sajid Khan just mentioning how to be playing out there in these conditions. Nas, I mean, is it really a case of changing your guard and sort of changing your stance a little bit and adjusting to these conditions to play it in a better manner?
Yeah, and also the shots you play. I think that's why Duckett's sweep shots are so vital. The more it turns, the squarer you need to go as a batter. And then there are danger shots. So with the off-spinner bowling it in that rough, what you don't want to be doing is that Pope big cover drive, because it'll leave a gap between bat and pad, or the Harry Brook late cut, because it just comes in playing against the spin, can be quite dangerous. But Bazid's right. I think this pitch, if it was an India or Sri Lanka pitch, you think, right, now it's spun, it's going to spin forever. I think there'll be periods where you think, oh, it's not spinning anymore, what's happening? And then suddenly it will go again. So as a batter, you have to feel comfortable, but also if you're in, make sure you stay in, because it may be a difficult pitch to start on, as England batters found out late last night.
Well, surely Zahid Mahmood will have some kind of an important role to play. Remember, he's playing as Pakistan's leg spinner in this test match. He was introduced quite late in the day yesterday, Rambo.
That's right. I think he's got to make a mark. And, you know, one thing he needs to do is to develop his wrong gun, because his leg spinners will be the same. He's not a prodigious spinner. But the wrong guns don't spin as well. So he was cover-driven twice or thrice when he bowled that googly from that off-stump channel. So that has to spin. But with wear and tear on the surface, he may get a little bit more purchase. Maybe round the stumps angle, pitching it in the pads on that leg stump line, and see whether the ball reacts awkwardly for the batters, make them sweep the ball against the spin. So the strategy has to change according to the situation, according to the conditions. And the conditions are pretty good for spin bowling. So Pakistan need to calm down a little bit. There was this session where they looked absolutely eager, almost to the extent of being frustrated not to pick wickets. And so it looked pretty frantic and pretty helter-skelter. What they need to do right now is to once again manage discipline, manage to play well in the first hour, make sure that, you know, they're not panic-stricken. If the wickets don't fall, just keep on persisting with it, because even if England have a good half an hour, it doesn't mean that the game has run away from Pakistan. Still 120-odd runs to play with. If Pakistan can pick up a lead of, say, even a 60 or a 70, would be a very, very good lead.
Absolutely. It requires that kind of discipline that Ramiz is talking about. We're going to take a short breather on pitch side, and we'll be back with more, so don't go anywhere. Back on pitch side, and Ben Duckett yesterday was one of the guys from England who found success in these conditions. What a phenomenal 100 it was, especially at the rate at which he got that as well. He caught up earlier yesterday with Aruj Mumtaz.
It felt like it was spinning. We thought it might be tougher against the new ball, but I actually found the softer the ball got, it actually got a fraction harder. There wasn't really a game plan that we had. But yeah, obviously, credit to them. They made us work extremely hard for our wickets. I thought they played really well, and I thought we also bowled well. Our seamers, ran in and took a lot of wickets on a pitch that didn't offer much for seam. And then it was down to us. And I thought, to be honest, throughout they put us under pressure. They kept their catches in and made it extremely hard for us at times. So, I feel like a couple of wickets we lost at the back end there, but it's going to be a big hour in the first morning if we can try and kind of get as close as we can to their target. I think the game's going to move forward and it's going to be a good game.
Yeah, what a phenomenal 100 it was, Nas, yesterday. There was a point where Shan Masood was absolutely lost for answers and how to get him out. That's how good his innings was.
It was incredible, really. You knew what was coming. When you see 7 spinners on the opposition and you look at this pitch, you know he's going to sweep absolutely everything. But it's the way he did it. There was not one top-edge sweep. There was occasionally a ball that hit him on the shoulder, but there were fine sweeps, there were hard sweeps, there were slog sweeps, there were reverse sweeps behind square, there were reverse sweeps in front of square. It is an incredible talent, really. I mean, I've played with and against the likes of Trescothick, Lara, Andy Flower, Graham Thorpe, Watch, Javed Miandad, Yunus Khan. There have been some great sweepers of the ball. There's not many better than this lad. He is a phenomenal sweeper of the ball. And you're right, at times, Pakistan and Shan just did not know what field to set to him.
Yeah, absolutely phenomenal with the bat yesterday, scoring on both sides of the wicket. Ramiz, plan for Pakistan then? They can't let it slip away. That first hour is going to be extremely crucial.
See, first of all, not think about batting on day 4, day 5, because that'll challenge them mentally. They've really not been good at chasing scores or setting scores in the 4th innings. So that should be out of their mind right now. The first hour is going to be critical. So what they need to do is to make sure that they have a plan, and plan has got to be regarding picking up wickets. And even if Jamie attacks, for example, it's not the end of the world, because there is hope and chance that one will go up in the air and he'll get out. But overall, I think they've done the hard job, the hard work. What they need now is to just follow through, make sure that they have there's some logic in the field positions, logic in rotating of spin. I don't know how the bodies will be feeling, because these spinners have played after a very, very long time. So I just hope that they have a good time of it. The first hour really will be critical.
All right, thank you so much for your thoughts, gentlemen. The first hour is going to be absolutely crucial for Pakistan and for England as well. We're going to take a short break. Be back with all the live pictures. Keep watching.